Hi guys, today we'll look into a scenario in which Serbia takes over, invades Kosovo, attempting to reunite Serbia in 2022. Yeah. It's a country, whether you recognize it or not. Well, logically that means Palestine is one. Every country is a country if it self-rules. No matter if you agree or not. Serbia has a bit of some problems. The people of Kosovo don't want to go back to Serbia. Yeah, well, obviously, why would they? Well, somebody gets involved right away, sends our troops quickly, pushes to the Serbian border, Albania, and then, well, Serbia kicks them back and pushes towards the center of the country. And yeah, they almost make it to Albania, but Albanian forces are strong. And it's at this time, well, the international community starts picking a side. Morocco. Yeah, I know Spain has gone cray-cray. You know who else supports the red team? Russia, Greece. And don't get me wrong, these countries are strong. You know who else supports them? Well, Rusland, obviously, because they're against peace. That's definitely their borders. Definitely never changed. Will. And then let's go to Sakhalin, part of them. Why do you call the island Sakhalin? And why don't you just give it back to Japan? Well, probably because you won't. Well, who else joins the red team, I wonder? All of the Collective Security Treaty Organization. Well, Iran does. Syria, Lebanon does. Cuba does. Nicaragua does. Venezuela does. Not Jamaica, because Jamaica isn't evil. Yeah, and then let's go to the Americas. Well, yeah. Probably don't need to look through which side they would pick. Well, due to the fact that Britain is supporting, well, the other team, they support the opposite of Britain. Well, Brazil gets involved and supports that team. Yeah, Argentina loses all of its land. French Guiana joins the blue team. Well, we're looking at the blue team now. All in Northern Europe does. Portugal and Morocco join. Yeah. And while they continue, they go, duh. Yeah, no. But yeah. Most of the Europe supports them. Yeah, most of Europe supports the good guys. Saudi Arabia does, Pakistan does. Obviously, these guys do. But everybody knows that. Well, some countries, such as China, North Korea, and India, helps them. And now let's finish off the blue team supporters. Well, Ethiopia doesn't. Israel supports Assad, but stays neutral. North Africa chooses sides. South Africa chooses a side. Kanzuk chooses a side. And let's hope this doesn't escalate the war. Oh, well. Well, you know who got kicked out of NATO? Well, yeah. Their time to shine. Yeah, the Balkans kinda go Balkan-y. All Balkans. Yes, so that's why they call it the Balkans. Well, they get involved. Well, these guys get involved. Croatia and Slovenia. You know who else gets involved? Yeah, the Balkans just like intervening, and everybody's messes. Which is at first, it goes pretty well for Serbia. Fairly well for countries fighting basically on all fronts. They quickly push into Macedonia. Greece holds off Turkey by invading Turkey and taking Istanbul and holding the coast off. Yeah, they hold the coast off. This is as far as Greece can get, despite the fact they have less men. And while Srpska rises up, while a push into Hungary is made. And it goes pretty well, until it doesn't. Albania gets pushed back. But eventually the Albanian people stabilize it. Bosnia almost completely falls. Oh, everything's about to go bad when someone decides to escalate this. And that someone being everyone's best friend. They enter justifications. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Even despite the fact they say they own everyone. And even though they do. Oh, you know who? It's like, no. Well, the international community. Not all the red team gets involved. Some of the red team wants to maintain peace. Oh, some of the blue team does too. No. Can't be an American ally and stay peaceful. Oh, Pakistan, not wanting to escalate the war any worse, decides to stay neutral. And let's go to the first part of this campaigns. Well, two of the stronger nations in this meetup. That is Algeria and Spain, who start destabilizing the region. There's definitely an escalation. Well, some of these lands should not be colored in. I'm gonna push across so that the forces meet up. And then a push out of Kaliningrad, Well, no, because Kaliningrad. Well, nobody enters Israel. Well, they do, which was a big mistake. Turkey is collapsing on every front until they get their best friends involved. Good job, Turkey. You have friends. Oh, to which Russia says, what friends? That's what you get for leaving the East. And then you know who else gets involved? Finally, Kaliningrad, as a part of Russia, says, yeah, we're a part of the war. Russia says we're going to not lose any land. Yeah, well, Russia's fully mobilized from their mobilization now. And plus, they have more allies. Bosnia falls. Albania falls, and the campaign towards Venice begins. They almost take the city of Venice when Italy is like, what city? Oh, you know who gets involved? Well, Russia invades via the north, completely encircles the Baltics because they can. Belarus pushes to the south, they push north. The campaign is successful and links up there, and Ukraine is in trouble. But not for long, because Russia's making a lot of mistakes with invading nations that are impossible to invade. Finland is a mistake, because Finland is like, no, you didn't take us. And yeah, they push around the coast. And while Russia's in trouble, they get kicked out of Sweden, then Ukraine does Ukraine, along with Poland. The liberation of the Baltics starting. Well, North Africa's campaign is starting to move. With American troops having arrived, well, everyone's being pushed out. But they're not going for an offensive yet. Israel is re-liberated by Saudi Arabia, who doesn't border them. And well, an encirclement is made of a lot of Greek forces. Oh, America's strategy is to re-liberate areas first, including Hungary. And then they say we can go on the offensive. And then, well, they managed to cut and take Mariupol back after hundreds of days and no sight of it. Well, they push up in the Baltics. Russian troops are on the retreat. You know, the ones that re-entered the country. And yeah, they get kicked out. They get kicked out of there. Pressure is then put on the Russians when they take Crimea back. Well, a civil war begins in Belarus and Russia. They are for freedom, and they revolt. And they are strong. And well, as this area falls. This falls. They push and meet with the Russian rebels. Before anyone can push into Russia, well, Russia leaves the war. Along with its biggest allies who leave the war. And they do it successfully. And now, well, Russians all over the place want peace. And well, they fund forces here. Well, now the biggest campaign, Operation Peace. Which the irony is in this operation, well, it's not even close to peaceful, but who cares? Yeah, and they push across the north. They meet up with Tunisia. They push across Libya's coast. Yeah. They push into Greece. They take over the Balkans. They take out Syria and Lebanon. They then take out these guys. With Kazakhstan trying peace forces coming. With American forces entering into Russia. With Western forces entering. Kazakhstan has officially left the war, along with Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and North Korea. Yeah. Oh my god, look at the front lines in the New World. Welcome to the New World. To the New World. Yeah. Oh, with them leaving the war. Along with North Korea, Japanese forces take the time to take back Sakhalin. Well, and to add some insult to Russia, well, the Soviets come back. Yeah. And they push up. And well, this is the end of Russia. As we know it, not as they know it. Yeah. And well, Russia starts blaming the West for their civil war. But it kind of doesn't matter because it's very pointless. And the socialists start fighting the democratic forces. And then the Americans interfere with the country. With American forces sending more aid to the pro-democratic revolutionaries. And yeah, well, they do good. They reestablish Russia as we know it. And then, well, now for the peace treaty, which will be a bit cray-cray. That doesn't even make jokes good, but besides that. The Russian-Belarusian Federation is made. It's a democratic state, which they give this much of Belarus to. Lithuania takes some of Belarus. Poland takes some of Belarus. Ukraine does. They split this. Ukraine takes some of this. Well, Turkey goes all greedy. And goes right up the coast. Yeah, because they can. Macedonia takes more of Macedonia. Kosovo takes lands. Bosnia takes lands. Croatia takes lands. And Hungary takes lands. The rest forms a federation. Yeah, no. Yes, they do. And so forth, they annexed all of these lands or gave away, because who needs them anyways? Very funny. Ukraine takes these lands because they can. And well, now it's time to make the border changes official. Because this is the first treaty to be signed. And then it basically says, yeah, Kaliningrad split. It's very vague. Russia may not have a big military. That's also vague. And they also say, well, Hungary is the enforcer of the rules in the Balkans. No, they don't, but that would be funny. You have to agree. And well, Macedonia becomes Macedonia because it takes over all of Macedonia. So nobody can call it North Macedonia if you own all of it. And well, some countries sign the Balkan Union, which are the losers. And yeah, look, see? Bulgaria, who loses every world war, yeah. Bulgaria's track record. Failure, 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 failure. Yeah, do you want to be Bulgaria's ally? No, no. They take these lands. Turkey takes these lands. Turkey takes these lands. Azerbaijan takes these lands. Turkey takes these lands. Morocco takes these lands. Tunisia takes these lands. Algeria gets split in two. No, they make the Sahara Republic. And Algeria becomes that little tiny thing. And now the borders can change. Well, Iran doesn't lose that much land. Well, they don't lose much land. They get fully occupied by the Americans. Which I guess is better. Well, the Sahara Republic does not get united. Yeah, and they annex this. Because they can. Russian lands are deoccupied. Yeah, they are. Because they can be. But Japan refuses to leave Sakhalin. Crimea is also taken, but that's because, well, it's not theirs. I don't think. Well, now they take this opportunity to push in that as Belarus. Well, now they go cray-cray. And they take this land over, because they can. And Spain becomes remade as Spain. Does not lose any land. Because why would you take your former allies' land? You wouldn't. That's too cruel. They take those. These are gave land. This is gave land. Gavra gets independence. America and Brazil split the land in South America. Yeah, they do. Well, America doesn't annex any. Brazil does. America occupies a bunch of states, former areas. Well, now Brazil has annexed land. That's pretty great, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty great. Yeah, that's pretty great. Well, now let's get rid of all of the lands. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good going. Now this Russia lost very minuscule amounts of lands. And well, I hope you enjoyed this video, so please go on, like, and subscribe, because subscribing means you enjoy the videos. And if you don't enjoy these videos, well, that's sad, but please subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers before I make a 50 subscriber special. So if you want to help see that 50 subscriber special, please subscribe. Get 11 people to subscribe. And then you get a special. It's as simple as that. And like, why can't you subscribe? It's just a red button. It's pretty easy to click. I have a challenge. Subscribe with your eyes shut. Yeah, subscribe with your eyes shut. And, well, or you can subscribe while singing a random song. So subscribe is what I'm trying to say. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please like and subscribe. The Amazing Wild Mapper out.